Hello and welcome to Stable-Ise. Today we're going to talk about the Raven mount. More specifically called the Dread Raven mount. The Raven mount was available as a Warlords of Draenor Collector's Edition mount. Unfortunately, said thing has become basically off sale. This is basically only included for sense of collectiveness and purposeness because, you know, I have the mount and I want to talk about it. Plenty of people who've played Warlords of Draenor will have seen this mount. The Collector's Edition mount is fairly iconic and it looks pretty darn good. It's a nice raven, it fits in with the Arakoa theme that you see. It's actually the same as some of the other ravens. You can get a fell version, but that was discussed in a different episode. This one is specifically the Collector's Edition mount. Because acquisition was basically pay a little bit more money than you would normally, I'm not going to talk about acquisition, I'm going to talk basically just about the mount itself. It's a very nice colouring, it's got a good design, it's a little stumpy on the wings, honestly. I feel sometimes when I'm using the mount that it's a little too short in the wing, and that, honestly, I'd prefer something maybe with slightly longer wings, but in general the model is pretty well made, it's nicely animated. The white lines that you get when it flies are a little unusual. I'm not entirely sure what they're there for or why they're there, but I can guess it kind of gets a feeling of velocity and movement of wings. In truth be told, this mount isn't one of my favourites, but it's definitely well designed. It's a very good mount, though I don't know what it would fit with. There's not any race in World of Warcraft that immediately screams synergy with ravens to me, and there's no immediate transmog that does either, which means this mount is kind of an outlier in the sense that it's a raven mount for the sake of there being a raven mount. Which, don't get me wrong, still makes it pretty cool, but that's the thing. It's just a raven for the sake of being a raven. The fell one honestly looks a hell of a lot better, with the green and the corruption and the fellfire and the special visual effects. This is kind of lackluster. In Pandaria we got a Keelan, and a Keelan looked a hell of a lot better than this because it was a unique model. Nobody had a mount like that. There's no other Keelan mount in the entire game, but for the raven, there is. Unfortunately, this mount is nigh but unattainable now, so if you want it, I'm afraid you're out of luck. But you might find it on the black market auction house if you're very lucky.